everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.
You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. How are you, Josh Payne?
Good morning, Kim Jacobs. I'm amazing. So happy to be here.
Well, I'm so glad to have you here. And as well, I'm glad to have each of you in the virtual studio audience. I see that you're already coming in and letting us know exactly where you're popping in from. So as you do that, please just flood the comments and I will pop your comments up. We'll recognize you throughout today's discussion. And if you even have questions, I'll be happy to give you the link. And Josh, I should have said this backstage, but sometimes every once in a while, people will pop in when we're having a discussion and they want to come on screen and ask their question directly. Many people will put their comments in the comment section and I'll pop them up for you to get a chance to answer them. But I see all of your comments coming in, and let's go ahead and put a few of them up. Mackenzie backstage, thank you for your help and always what you do, and everyone on the Kim Jacobs Show team. Let's see who's already here. Charlize is here. She says good morning to us. Good morning, Charlize. It's a pleasure to have you. Elaine is here. She said good morning as well. And where are you all visiting in from? Anthony's here. He said hello to you. I see you, Elaine. You say you're from Massachusetts. Thank you for tuning in today. Let's see. Good morning to you, Joyce, as well. Great to have you all here. I see y'all are rushing into your seats, but when you get seated, share the broadcast and tag some friends. Good morning all the way from Texas, Marlene. Glad to have you. Welcome, friend. Welcome, James said. Probably talking to you over there, Danielle, all the way from Nigeria. This is global today. Thank you. Lagos, Nigeria from George. Okay. Let's see who else is coming in. From Florida. I know you're enjoying the beautiful sunny weather. Morning from Arizona. Now that'll take your breath away. All right. Atlanta. Michelle Baxter's in the house. Anybody else? Let's see. All right, everybody. I see all of you all coming in, and it's from South Africa. Okay, Sino Vuyo. I hope I'm not botching your name up. But listen, we're glad to have you all today. Tell everybody, Josh, what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the change, right? Change, which is so prominent today in our country, in our world, in society. So change is inevitable, but growth is optional.
Growth is optional. Change is inevitable. Somebody type that. Change is inevitable, but growth is optional. And that's what our guest, Josh Payne, is here to talk to us today about. And as soon as we come back from this commercial break from our first episode sponsor, we're going to do a formal introduction and we're going to deep dive right into this conversation. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. That's a big deal. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone, and we are back. We are talking with Josh Payne. Josh Payne, I am excited because I get a chance I met him actually through one of our Freestyle Friday experts, Dr. Jody Bear, connected us. So I'm so excited about our connection. But and actually, I know she has a little nickname for you. I won't put it all the way out. I thought that would bring her just.
Dr. Jody's awesome.
She's amazing. Yes, America's top health coach. and you see her on some of the Freestyle Fridays here as well. So thank you, Dr. Joe D. Bear, for connecting us. Josh Payne is a Silicon Valley speaker, mentor, and financial coach. Having worked in the financial services industry for 13 years, Josh has mentored, trained, and developed over 150 licensed agents throughout the United States. He specializes in investments, insurance, and mortgages, and is driven by his passion to break down the systemic problems that exist in our country. I'm going to let him talk to you about what some of those systemic problems are, but he's really devoted to changing the trajectory of how things have happened. He's actually represented right now in 16 states and would love to be able to grow to all 50 states in the next 24 months. So that's one of his own personal goals with him and his organization. And I'll tell you that he has definitely a milestone that many people may never have achieved in our lifetimes, but he holds a record in this world, and I'll let him talk to you about what that is as well. But right now, he's publicly recognized in the financial services and aims to extend his reach in developing and delivering his powerful message of financial literacy basically everywhere around the world. So I'm so
It's not just another day, it's a brand
with us today. Well, I don't know what just happened, but that's okay. Every once in a while with the virtual thing, stuff glitches. So anyway, I'm so happy to have Josh Payne with us here today.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Kim. It just is an honor to be here, and we've got such our mutual friend and Dr. Jody Bear is just just a gem of a person, and I know that you do a lot with her, and you know that, and so you like you mentioned, been in the financial industry for a long time now, and got started in the industry simply because when we sat down at 31 years old, my wife and I, we got our plan in place for our future. And we looked at each other and we said, how is it that we're 31 years old and this is the first time we've seen any of this information? Like,
Wow.
how does that happen? And had I not had the fortunate instance to happen to run into somebody that connected me with the professional that sat down with us, where would we have been? Would it be another 5 years, another 10 years? And we just looked at that and we said, we've got some systemic problems in our country of lack of equal access to the financial education and resources across all economic borders. And we just got on a mission of financial literacy for all, making sure that we could do everything we possibly could to deliver the fundamental information to families to be able to have a chance for a successful financial future, right? It doesn't come, it takes work, but we got to know the information first. And that's what we deliver for families. And then I in order to reach more people, we train, license, and develop people to get started in the industry in all 48 continental US states. We're expanding in and just looking for people that have that servant heart, that want to make a difference, that perhaps are trying to break out of that traditional 9 to 5 that I was in, 13, 14 years ago, and want to do something bigger and better in life, but want to make sure that the work they do has impact. And that's what we look for and are expanding to ensure that we're able to provide our families throughout our country a chance for success financially.
Well, you don't know why I'm smiling so hard over here, but I'm smiling this hard because I was about to say Joel Osteen and all of you all out there, Anthony Robbins, all of these different people, move over. Josh Payne is hitting the scene. That's what I was thinking about the whole time you were speaking and with your animations and your movement, because I can feel the passion that you're sharing as you're talking about financial literacy and how important it is for it to be equal access to everyone, not just to a select few, and whoever that select few is. But you and your wife collaborated, you came together, you came up with your family plan first. I think that's important to come up with the family unit plan, and then how are we going to give from our cup being overflowed to be able to help other people. But you all, it started in your own home, is what I'm
Started in our own home. We looked at it, we went, man, they're so fortunate. We felt so grateful that somebody sat down with us and taught us the principles and had the means to implement them for us. And we just started thinking about our family and our friends. And, my wife and I were educated people. And
Yes.
we looked at it and we go, if we don't know this information, we know for sure our family and friends don't.
Right.
And the next question became, Kim, was how are we going to ensure that they get this information?
That's good. So how right from I kind of want to hear for a second, what was your childhood like growing up? Did you because you're saying you kind of discovered this at the age of 31. So you came from a good family and a good upbringing and went to college and all of these things. So it's not like you were lacking wonderful information that still put you on a wonderful track in life. It was just some things that you felt were kind of missing in that regard. So tell us a little bit about your childhood for a moment and then quickly bring us up to speed to where you made this decision and how it's now helping some other people.
Yeah, well, my childhood was that of a loving family. You know, I was very blessed in that, very middle income. Um, my entire life at that point in time was revolved around playing professional baseball, and you could not find me without a bat or a glove in one hand and a ball in the other. And my entire that's what I ate, slept, and dreamed. And as I look back, you know, with that type of focus, you know, everything in the household was revolved around that. It was what I loved to do. And so, you know, it's like so many families, we got all this stuff going on, and parents are working and they're working and they're getting home and they're taking me to practice or to a game here or a game there. And those conversations perhaps happened a little bit and or didn't. And I just, the awareness wasn't there, right?
Right.
And even though it came from a loving household where my parents did things for themselves that enabled them to have success over the long term, I was 31 years old and didn't and hadn't put the dot connected the dots, right?
Right.
And so there's just we felt like, man, there's this lack of support as we move into a professional career to
Right.
know what to do, because we can work hard for our money, but our money wasn't working hard for us.
Wow. Okay. Working hard for your money and proven track record of success. It's not like you weren't successful, proven track record of success, but the money wasn't working for you. That came back to you and your wife deciding that not only we're going to change this for ourselves, but we're going to change this for other people throughout the United States. And I see you, Alamin, that came in the back. Are you wanting to come on screen and ask a question? If so, give me a thumbs up. Or are you just sitting in the background? Put it in the private chat because Alamin is helping me with some projects. So he might just be working backstage today. And so if you want to come on screen, put it in the private chat. If not, then I'll let you stay backstage. Okay. Listen, when we come back, then, Josh, I would like to know what are some steps that you and your wife came up with that help. What's your wife's name, by the way?
Tracy.
Tracy. Okay. I don't want to call her you and your wife the whole show because Tracy clearly is a key part of some of this. And let me actually put Tracy and your lovely family up for a moment. What a beautiful family you have here. And to know that you have a helpmate, a person that shares in your vision and your goals, and she, alongside of you, came up with something that's changing the world. And so I'm excited about what you're going to share next with some of the tools that you have. Tell us about these two individuals here.
Yeah, Kira on the left, she is a leader extraordinaire, is just amazing. She's 10 now, turning 11 actually on Sunday, and Joshua is now 8 and you can't find him without a ball in his hand, throwing it up in the air, inside the house. I'm constantly telling him, keep the balls off the wall, stop throwing the ball off the wall, right? You know, and it's just, and both of them play every sport there is and just love to compete, love life, love their friends. They're just wonderful children.
That's awesome. So not only are you changing things for the rest of the world, but you're also creating a legacy right within your own household. And I'm so excited. Today, everyone, we're talking, just for you all that are joining right now, we're talking about how change is inevitable and growth is optional. We have guest Josh Payne here with us today. You can definitely follow him at joshpayne.com and also stay connected with him on his Instagram page at Josh B. Payne as well. For all of the podcast listeners, that's Josh, B as in boy, Payne, Payne. All right. So when we come back, we're going to hear some of the tips and the strategies that God imparted into the spirit of both Tracy and Josh. So now, if I knew that, Josh, I could have had Tracy come on too. Tracy, like I could have been on that show. Okay. Anyway. So Tracy, we may have to have you come back as well one day.
Definitely.
So anyway, when we come back, we will hear more about some of the strategies that they have that they're sharing with us today. Okay. All right. We'll be right back.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter & Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
All right, everyone, and we're back talking with Josh Payne. That's joshpayne.com if you want to learn more about his phenomenal company that he started. But I'd like to hear some tips that you were going to share with us today.
Yeah, I think that when we think about it just sort of the programming surrounding success financially, it all really starts with our mindset, right? Upgrading that mindset surrounding money. I think that we're all programmed with a DNA, what I call our money DNA.
Right.
And if we have bad programming, will lead to bad habits, which will lead to bad outcomes. If we have good programming or proper programming, will lead to proper habits and proper outcomes. So it all starts with the thinking about money and identifying maybe any limitations that are there. There's so many ways that we are subconsciously programmed in our society. Things like money doesn't grow on trees, or turn out the lights.
Wait. Don't. This is a good exercise for the studio audience to get involved in. So money does not grow on. We know the answer is trees. So now don't say the whole thing, Josh. This is the way to get the audience involved. So what's the next one? And I want you all in the studio audience to answer the question, fill out the riddle, if that makes sense. Turn off the lights because what?
Because you're wasting money.
Don't say the whole thing, Josh.
You're wasting.
Come on, Josh. Get with the program.
Right. Or what do you think we're made of?
Okay. So what do you think we're made of around here? What do you think? Do you think money grows on trees? We know that's the fill in the blank. Turn off the lights because we're wasting money. That's the answer. What do you think we're made of? You want to get a slice of pizza? You want to go to fast food? You want to go out to eat every day? What do you think we're made of? What do you think we're made of? Blank. Fill in the blank, y'all. Josh, I don't have time for these games. All I need to do is just tell people what the situation is. You need to get better understanding of your money. All right. Go ahead, Josh.
That upgrading of thinking that is where it starts, because until we upgrade that, right, the rest of it, right, T. Harv Eker talks about in the book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, our outer world is just a reflection of our inner world, right? If we want to change the fruits, we've got to change the roots. We can't just take a towel out and polish the apple and it's going to be a better apple. So we got to start on the inside. The second thing is then once we've upgraded our thinking, now it comes down to, and these are just simple strategies in general, right? It just comes down to priorities. What are our priorities in life? There's a saying that we're going to pay now or we're going to pay later, but one way or another, we're going to pay, and it will be full price. And so perhaps looking and going short-term trade-offs can result in long-term success or long-term freedom, right? So we've got to establish those priorities in life. And that's always, individual to everybody based on number, 4, which I'll get to, which is your goals and dreams, and what you want. So upgrading the thinking, establishing the priorities. Number 3 then is to a simple habit that everybody should work towards, which is to pay yourself first.
That's my son's philosophy too.
Simple fundamental strategy, right, is to pay yourself first. See, we've got to treat ourselves as a bill that's due every month, and we put ourselves at the head of the line to the best that we can, starting somewhere. If it's just, as small as it's going to be, right? The programming of proper habits begins with action of some level, right? So paying yourself first. The number 4 then is then what are your goals? Kim, I'm amazed as I've worked with entrepreneurs for the last 13, 14 years.
Yes.
Of the number of people that have never determined what they want in life.
That is a question that is for the ages.
Right.
What do you want in life? And I don't know, and I wrote a book about this too. How do you decide what you want in life if you don't have it written down anywhere? How do you know how to go back and hold yourself accountable to what you say you desire to have happen in your life if it's not written anywhere?
Absolutely. The great Yogi Berra said, if you don't know where you're going, you might end up somewhere else.
Yes.
Right. And when we look at that, here's the sad part. See, you ask somebody what they want, and you're going to get sort of a look like, I don't know. But watch this. If you ask them what they don't want, they pull out a list like this. Well, what do we do? We're just programming into our mind more of what we already don't want, because we haven't established what we do to focus on where we want to go, but we're focused on what we don't want in life, right? So establishing clear goals of exactly what we want.
That's good.
And once we know that, we teach and train, my wife and I do, a process of writing our goals every morning and every night. So once we determine what we want, now we write our goals out every morning and every night. And those operate like a course correct, if you will, throughout the day, keeping us moving towards our goals that we want, sort of like an autopilot on an airplane. An airplane spends 95% of the time off target, and that autocorrect just brings it back, 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 brings it back. And so it ends up, going from San Francisco to Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Right.
Without that, we may end up in New York, but we want to go to Atlanta. Well, why? Because we didn't know the clear end result that we wanted, and we didn't keep it on track towards that end result. And so you've got upgrading your thinking. Then we've got establishing priorities. Then we've got paying yourself first. Then we've got establishing the goals that we want. And then the 5th one is simply creating a plan of action.
Okay.
A plan of inspired action towards the goals that we want. Right?
That's
Knowing
good.
and working perhaps with a professional to outline what we have to do in order to accomplish the goals that we want. And those 5 steps, if we can just start there and go, okay, upgrading my thinking. Okay, I've established the priorities that I want. Okay, I want long-term success. I'm willing to do a little bit of trade-off today. I'm willing to start paying myself first. It might be small in the beginning, but I'm going to build those habits. I'm going to outline what do I want in life. And now I'm ready to take action, inspired, intentional action, right, in accordance with the plan that we've set forth.
That's good. Good. I love what we, Mackenzie, just so you know, I starred those and put them under the starred section of the comments. So if we go back and just say, this is what some of the takeaway points are: upgrade your thinking. If we have bad programming, it leads to bad outcomes. These are all quotes from Josh Payne here. Establishing our priorities. Make sure y'all are taking notes on what's happening here. Pay yourself first, because maybe we don't know these things. We only know to do better once we learn the right way to do some things. So what are our goals? Writing our goals down every morning and night so that they're on autopilot, and we can go back and later visualize them. create a plan of inspired action. These all takeaways from Josh Payne that he's sharing with us today here on the Kim Jacobs Show. We're talking about how to know that change is inevitable. Change is going to happen no matter whether we want it to or whether we don't. But growth is what's the option. And he's here talking to us about that today. So listen, everybody, we're going to take another commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to hear more from Josh Payne. So right now, we're going to hear from one of our episode sponsors, and I'll play this one, Mackenzie. Mackenzie's backstage if y'all hear me saying a whole nother name. So I'm talking to someone that's on our team backstage. So our next commercial break is going to come from none other than GetInsured.Solutions with Samantha Benson. We'll be right back, Josh. And just so you have a heads up, I would love to know something about how you are going about breaking down this equality issue pertaining to financial literacy, because that's a big mission of yours. That'll give you a second to think about how you already live with this anyway, but I'd love to hear what your approach is, because everybody says, oh, we're going to equalize, we're going to make things equal access and everything. But how are you strategically making that happen when we come back after this break? Are you enjoying yourself, Josh?
I am having a blast.
All right. We'll be right back, everybody, right after. Right, everyone, and we are back talking with Josh Payne and Alamin. I see you backstage, and we will take right after we talk about the financial literacy and equal access to financial literacy. We're going to go to our virtual studio audience comments and questions. That'll give you all a chance to chime in on some of what's being discussed today and give Josh a chance to address some of your questions and comments. And we'll pull you in then, Alamin, okay? All right, so let's talk about equal access to financial literacy. What's your strategy, Josh?
So ultimately, when you think about how do we get out there in the community, right? Really, it's the community serving the community, and that's one of the uniquenesses of what we bring to communities across the country is working with different people, getting as I work and get a new person trained and developed, and we have the ability to bring simple concepts to the kitchen tables of families across the United States in a way that's they can understand. We take away the technical jargon and things that typically, especially for somebody like myself, before I knew, I was like, oh my gosh, it seems like such a challenging topic, but we just bring it in a way that is simple to understand, and that is brought to the community by somebody of the community. And so we have every, size, shape, color, religion, language, you name it, we've got it. And we're able to really serve in ways that, maybe a community speaks a certain language, and we can train people that speak a certain language to serve the community. And we do the best we can to make sure that we're able to deliver this information in a way that they can understand, that they feel confident, and they feel like, now I'm taking steps forward, steps of success forward, and help people get out of that sort of that whirlpool feeling, that feeling where, man, you're not going anywhere. You're just doing circles. You see,
circles and insanity. Same thing over and over and over and over again, and thinking we're going to have a different outcome, and we're not. And if we don't do anything differently, so this
is... And of course, from a financials perspective, everything is unique to a particular family situation and where they're at and what they need and what their needs and what their goals are. But in general, it's just that idea that we're able to bring the resources together to answer those questions, create a plan, and help them get moving towards their goals.
Excellent. And so right now I know that you have a goal of getting represented in each state and nationwide. So what's your strategy to make sure that Josh Payne Group is everywhere?
Yes. Well, we're excited, as vice presidents in the greatest company on the planet, Primerica, and having our team of incredible leaders. Here it's interesting because prior to 2020, we spent 12 years in a business where everything was face to face, Kim.
Right.
And so when we talk about change and growth, this is a perfect example, is that when, the environment changed in March of 2020, we had to look at a business that we had built and run for 12 plus years and go, okay, we've got to grow now.
Right.
Change is here. We're all sitting at home inside the walls of our home. And
Yep.
so now we've got to grow. And that growth for us was to say, okay, how can we now take this and utilize technology to keep moving forward? And once we did that, and once we implemented the technology side to our business, we looked and we go, wow, the borders are gone.
Right.
We can
And Josh,
stretch it everywhere now.
there's a quote. I just want to interject right there because there's a quote that states that you can never get to second base without taking your foot off of first base. No matter how you slice it, people can be, they can be faking you out like I'm about to throw, I'm about to throw, but you never know whether you're ever going to really get to second base unless you take that foot and start going in the direction of second base. So that's what you did with your company. Now
Absolutely.
the borders are all
The
gone.
borders are gone. We've
Wow.
got people throughout the country. We've got an infrastructure set up where the training and everybody's together every day. It's through technology, but we're together every day, and so there's no borders. And so through change, we were able to grow, and our vision expanded. It went from this local area and the surrounding local areas here in sort of Silicon Valley, Bay Area, Northern California to, wait a second, we can be across the country. There's no borders. We can be in states on the East Coast, states in the South, states in the West, states in the North, and we can grow and we can serve more people because of it. And so we grew, we got clear in our goals, and we knew we could make it happen, and we set up those success principles that we knew we were going to be able to grow with, and then we just took action, and that's how we've been able to really expand and deliver that financial literacy for all, and really sort of move forward on our mission to do it bigger, better, faster, stronger.
That's awesome. And I can say that you all are doing an amazing job of that. Actually, I'm going to just share the screen so people will get a chance to know when you visit joshpayne.com what you can expect to see. Let me go here. This is Josh Payne, and I'll pull this into the broadcast. I'm a visual person, Josh.
Absolutely.
I like showing stuff versus it being like, what are you talking about? Okay, so let me just pull a couple of things up just to show you all what we're seeing here. When you go and visit Josh Payne, let me pull that and I'm going to hide that. All right, so here's what you're going to see when you go over to joshpayne.com. They are the turnkey solution to your legacy. Now remember, him and his wife Tracy started this legacy building situation for their own. Oh, that's them. Why did I not ever connect the dots? That's you and your OMG. Let me get us back to a different view so you can see my face. I had no idea. That's you and Tracy.
Yes. Yes.
Mind blown. And that was them in the family in the beginning intro. I love it. So you really are building this from a family first perspective.
100%. She's our co-CEO for sure.
Huh?
She's our co-CEO. That's right.
Yes. So this is not just, oh my gosh, now it means a whole different thing to me now that I've seen your family picture, because people put B-roll and general information. This is you and your family. So the turnkey solution to you actually building a legacy for you and your family. For those that are watching today, visit joshpayne.com and you'll also get a very personalized video. How long is this video, Josh?
Oh, it's a couple of minutes. I think it's a minute and a half. Yeah.
Okay, let's just play this for a second. Okay.
My name is Josh Payne. I've spent the last 13 years serving and mentoring people from all walks of life across the country in an effort to help them accomplish their goals and dreams in life. The turnkey solution to your legacy is our philosophy built on the simple strategies to help people build their ideal life today, tomorrow, and for generations to come. Whether it's our valued clients or our partners in business, our mission is to help accelerate the achievement of their goals and dreams. If you're ready to take charge of your future and create the life of your dreams, I invite you to join forces with us.
All right, everyone. That's joshpayne.com. Make sure that you all check out that. That's what you're going to see and a lot more. There's so many pages filled with dynamic information. Once you get there, you're going to be locked in to the Josh Payne experience, is what you're really going to experience over there. So I hope that visual gives you an idea. Let's go to some of the virtual studio audience comments. Remember, everybody, the questions should surround change is inevitable, growth is optional. Today's topic is what we're discussing here with Josh Payne, and he's one of the CEOs of joshpayne.com. You can also follow him on IG at Josh B. Payne. And while you're following and liking and everything, make sure that you take a moment to go over to the Kim Jacobs Show Facebook page, like and follow us there. There are times that if you don't see us streaming on one platform or the other, you can always see us streaming on the Kim Jacobs Show Facebook page. So make sure you like and follow there so you never miss a beat. As well, we are streaming on CTR Media Network as well now in over 300 million households. So know that that is something that's happening. Lots of great things is happening here with the Kim Jacobs Show. So keep that in mind. Let's go to our virtual studio audience comments and questions, Mackenzie, and let's see if we can get Josh to answer some of them. All right, Josh, this is going to be your time. Oh, before we do that, wait a minute. Stop for a second, Mackenzie. Alaman is backstage, and I'm going to, give me a second. Just change this for 1 minute and put it where I'll pop you in. Alaman, there we go. Alaman, what's your question?
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Fine. Where are you located, Alaman?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you located?
I'm from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh?
Bangladesh.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. And what is your question for Josh Payne today?
I have no question, ma'am. I have no question.
Okay, you just wanted to come on. Well, we're glad to have you. Thank you so much for tuning in and enjoy being backstage today. All right. All right. All right. Let's go back to the virtual studio audience. And by all means, if anybody wants to come on, you're welcome to. Passive income. Talk to us. I don't know. What's the question, Dennis? Okay, let's change spur us to grow. These are comments that's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Charlize says, money, 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 money. Okay, come on, bring some more comments. My mom is on. She said, good morning, Kim and Josh. I'm watching and having my notepad taking notes. My mom has a binder. And she
Amazing. Amazing.
Abraham says that's impossible. That's impossible. Money can't grow on trees. He's being literal, Abraham. Okay, like that cannot happen. That can happen anyway. Okay, go carry on. Elvis. Hey, I went to see Elvis, by the way, and you should be making sure you see this. Elvis was a phenomenal movie. It was life-changing, actually. I'm really grateful for this live event. Thank you, mentor Les Brown. Yes, thank you, Dr. Les Brown, for allowing the Kim Jacobs Show to be on your platform. We truly appreciate it. And thank God that it's still touching the lives of even your own students that are tuning in. Yes, Dennis Bragan says to focus on the problem. Go back for a second. Mackenzie. Let me go see. I don't know what the comment was. So let me go back. We should focus, to focus on the problem instead of the solution. Any thoughts on that?
I think the next one is where he.
Oh, okay. Go to the next one, Mackenzie. Sorry, you probably were already ahead of me. You're probably like, let me do my job, Kim. Okay. We should focus on the solution instead of the problem. Perfect. Okay. Any
Absolutely.
thoughts on any of this? Feel free to chime in.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, from that perspective, challenges are going to happen. Change is going to happen, and it's not always comfortable. And one of my mentors once said, he said, Josh, when you feel doubt, when you feel fear, when you feel uncertainty, he said, you stay focused on the goal and take a step forward. Stay focused on the goal and take a step forward. So many times in life and in business, we allow either past experiences to affect our mindset today, or the future, which is the fear of uncertainty in the future, affect our mindset of today, instead of staying focused on the now, staying centered on what is right now, and then taking a step towards that goal, right? Just taking a step towards the goal, and staying focused on the goal, taking a step in spite of the fear, uncertainty, doubt, and just keep moving forward. And if we keep moving forward, we keep telling ourselves the right things day in and day out, eventually we begin to believe them, right?
Yes.
Subconsciously, because we keep telling ourselves the right thing through affirmations, through incantations, through all the things to reprogram the mind. We begin to believe them, and we become that person that we're destined to become.
That's so good. And I agree. I think that answers this question that Abdullah, he said, how could I make a big change in my financial life and in my life? And I think that what you just said answered that question. That's why I skipped to that for a second, Mackenzie, because that goes directly into staying focused, affirming, doing those day-to-day things to make sure that the outcome is what you're looking to have in your life. So it's not just thinking positive, but in a way you're saying being focused on what you want your goal to be, what you want the outcome to be, and that can bring the big changes in your life. So I'm excited that you answered that. Let's see. Go to some more comments. Great job. It's a process of saving your future. Very good comment. We should focus on the solution instead of the problem. Yes, Alaman, and he's backstage. Yes, Alaman. Okay, anybody else? Wow, that's inspiring, Dennis says. Why it have to be another side, equality or agree or disagree over there? Yeah. Do you agree that there needs to be another side? I think is what he's saying. I don't know.
I'm not sure exactly what the question is. If you would love to clarify that, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, Dennis, go ahead and clarify that if you like, and we'll be able to answer it. But I think I understand the comment. Why does it have to be other side versus just everybody kind of living harmoniously and synergistically? And that's what Josh is striving to have happen by being the change that he wants to see in this world. And he's starting it with him and his family. Thank you, sir. Josh Payne, Elvis said. How could I make big change? We already went to that one, Mackenzie. Let's see the next one. Perfect. All right. Online from Namibia. Let me go here to, I see a question here let me go to this one for a second. Dr. Peggy Johnson says, yes, challenges and change will happen and will not feel comfortable. Focus on the goal and take a step forward in spite of fear, uncertainty, and doubt to become who you are destined to become, who we are destined to become. Great comment. Yes. And mindset does matter. Yes. All right. Lots of great comments coming in. We'll just keep those comments flooding in. But I do want to take a different spin on things, Josh. You were saying that something happened in your life that was very significant, a major milestone. And I want to pop this picture up for a second and give everybody a chance to know that we're talking to a Hall of Famer here, you guys. Okay. So we are talking to Josh Payne. 2017 Sacramento State Baseball Hall of Fame is what he has been inducted to. And so I want us to talk about you experiencing that honor, which is rare in this lifetime. What was it like for you to be
Yeah.
inducted?
I'm gonna sort of elaborate on that and really tie it into our topic today because I think it'll
Perfect.
be of real value. And obviously, as an athlete, being recognized like that was everything, but here's the part that most people, unless they've heard me speak before, don't know, and that is at the top of my game. Uh, Found myself one day laying on the ground, staring up at the sky after suffering a back injury, laying
Hmm.
on home plate, knowing that my dream of playing professional baseball was likely over.
Hmm.
And, you know, I think there are defining moments in life. I can think of four, I'm going to address three of them that really shaped who I am today and how those defining moments and the actions we take
Mhm.
during those defining moments really propel us towards our destiny of who we're
Yes.
meant to become, right? Because we're talking about changes is inevitable, but growth is optional. So change is going to happen. Whether we take the steps and grow from it and grow through it,
Yes.
that's on us. And so that day I was laying there with on my back, staring up the sky, knowing that my dream was likely over, was a defining moment for me. Now I rehabbed and was able to have a great senior season that ultimately secured a spot in the Hall of Fame. I was all conference, appeared in Sports Illustrated, was MVP, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But it was that moment that was a defining moment because at that point in time, when that season ended, my passion, my purpose, everything was gone.
Mm.
I didn't know what I was going to do. My entire life was revolved around playing professional baseball.
That's interesting.
And so it was at that point I had to make a decision. Was I going to allow myself to just live this depressed life and sort of, a life of quiet desperation? Or was I going to take action and realize the vehicle may change, but the dream still exists,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so the dream didn't go anywhere. The dream of the life I wanted for my future family was still there, but the vehicle needed to change.
The vehicle changed. Wow.
So that was a defining moment. The second defining moment was that my career landed me in the golf industry for 10 years, where I ran very high-end private golf and country clubs here in the Silicon Valley, servicing some of the wealthiest people in the world. Right, all the big tech founders and such were all members of mine, very prominent public figures. And it was the relationships I started to build with these folks
Right.
that was the second defining moment when I realized, wait a second, they tell themselves much different stories than I tell myself.
Mm.
And I had to make the decision at 31 years old, defining moment, change and then growth. Changed growth means I took action. At 31 years old, I realized I needed to unlearn everything I'd ever been taught about success, my future, my career, and relearn it from people that had the life that I wanted.
Mm.
See, as I look back and I think about that, I think about the courage it took to strip down and rebuild. To strip down to say, I'm 31, I've got 3 degrees from college, to unlearn all of that stuff. Why? Because I wanted more. And I realized what I had done and who I had become had gotten me to where I was at. But what I had done and who I had become was not going to get me to where I wanted to be. I was going to have to change and grow. And that started with the mentorship of people that had the life that I wanted. So that was defining moment number 2. And at that point, I started, my lens changed and I started to see life in a very different light. My awareness changed and I realized, wow, I can build the life I wanted as an athlete. I can do it in business.
Right.
They've done it. They're teaching me things.
Mm.
What's to say that I can't do the same thing now that I know what I need to do to get there? And I just looked at it and said, hey, the vehicle changed, the dream's still alive. Now I found a way that I can start to grow and
Yeah.
start to build that life that I wanted. And that's where I started at that parallel time came where I found myself in front of our professional that put our plan in place, and this awareness and this dream has started to come alive in my mind to say, wait a second,
Right.
everybody needs this. This is my shot,
Mm.
and I'm going to take action.
Mm,
I'm going to grow through this change.
Yeah.
And then got started part-time after 2 years, fired my boss, came full-time, retired my wife from teaching 2 years later. And now for the last 8 years, we've built this together.
Wow.
And so that was the second defining moment. And the third defining moment was in 2020 when I looked at it and said, okay, we can't meet with clients anymore face-to-face. What are you going to do, Josh? We're going to shift. We're going to grow through this time. And we put the infrastructure in place now for technology to grow through a challenging time. And see, we're still in that challenging time right now. And so as I speak to groups of people and I work with them, it's like, look, this is the time that with every adversity, Kim, there's a seed of equal and opposite opportunity.
Right.
And right now, there are huge opportunities that are going to present themselves for people that are ready and willing to take action during these challenging times, right? We've got extraordinary inflation. We've got uncertainty in various markets, and people are off balance. You know, all the different things socially that are happening that have people off balance. And for the ones that can stay focused on the end goal and realize there's real opportunity right now, change is happening in front of us all over.
Right.
But can we grow through it so we can take advantage of that opportunity that's on the other side of it?
That's so good. That is so good. So taking advantage of the opportunity that's on the other side. And Josh Payne is committed to making sure that any of you all that are viewing this, anybody that you share this broadcast with, your mama and them, people, Ray and the boys in front of 7-Eleven, whoever. I'm just making up stuff. That's how I grew up in the projects, Josh. So I'm just taking it home. Okay. I promise. It's just, I grew up that way. So if I knew that there was a Josh Payne that could be out there that could tell, I went to college, I went and got my MBA and different things too. But if I could say, hey, everybody, here's Josh Payne and his family who is committed to saying equal access to financial wealth across the board. This is what I did to secure this. I'm telling you, not one person should be deprived of this opportunity to connect with Josh Payne and the Josh Payne Group. Him and his family, they are committed across the globe to be able to help you. So even those that are in Nigeria and Africa, wherever you are, maybe it's not going to just be in the United States. If you connect with Josh Payne, it may be global. So make it be what you need it to be in your area, and visit joshpayne.com. You can pay me later, Josh, now that I'm on your team. Josh, like, well, that was a great commercial, Kim, for everyone. Like, wink, wink. I'm joking, Josh. All right. So anyway, this is great information. And then when we come back, I do want to hear, because you talked about how you also help those that were athletes, financially wealthy, but lacking financial education. So I want to spend a few seconds talking about that when we come right back. And any of you all that are interested out here in starting your own talk show, because there are people that say, I want to start a talk show, but you don't know how to go about doing that, then make sure that you know you can visit kimjacobsconsulting.com to learn more, and that Les Brown endorses our program where we're teaching you how to officially start your own show from scratch. So I'm going to give you a chance to hear from a brief conversation that Les Brown and I are having pertaining to it. Hopefully you'll go ahead and sign up and I can be your trainer to teach you how to start your own show from scratch. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. I am Kim Jacobs, the host of the Kim Jacobs Show. And you all know who's right here with me, Dr. Les Brown. How are you, Dr. Brown?
I'm blessed and highly favored. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time you want to give yourself a competitive edge. If you got a message, you have some knowledge or experience, a story, or if you want to do something adventurous and exciting with your life that can increase your credibility, expose you to millions of people. I'm encouraging you to have your own talk show. I used to have a talk show. That one talk show catapulted me to another level. Now there are more people watching the internet, as you are aware, than television.
Yes.
Come on, somebody.
That's right.
Dr. Kim Jacobs, she trained people on how to have their own talk show. She will train you how to do that. And now with me working, partnering with her, now you have the combination of an audience, expansive audience. We have over 4 million people in all of our platforms, and the coaching you need to grow your business, to grow your multi-level marketing organization, to draw more attention to yourself in this noisy economy. Go ahead, Kim.
So in the training that I do, Les, I actually do a 6-week training. It's 1 hour per week. And each week I meet with the individuals one-on-one. We go through and we talk about all of the things that's necessary for a show to become a reality. We go from how to actually identify your focus area, what's going to be your ideal customer that's going to be tuning in. We'll talk about how to get guests, how to get sponsorship, how to go about getting your lighting, your branding, and your banners, and everything that you need to know. And guess what, Les? They own their own content at the end of the day.
And that's exciting. Now, if you're ready to create a shift in your business and in your life and increase your cash flow, I want you to go to KimJacobsConsulting.com. It's right there on the screen, KimJacobsConsulting.com. You know, people say opportunity knocks on every door. Right. No, opportunity stands by silently waiting for you to recognize it. So I want you to recognize that this is a time for you. This is an incredible time to have your own talk show. It establishes a level of credibility.
Yes.
And by being exposed to people on a regular basis, it allows you to strategically begin to impact and attract your audience. She can take you in a place in yourself that you can't go by yourself. So go to KimJacobsConsulting.com. That's KimJacobsConsulting.com. Did I say KimJacobsConsulting.com? Yes, you did. Very good. Make sure you go there and sign up for the coaching, and we're looking forward to working with you. You have something special. You have greatness within you. That's my story, and that's Kim's story, and we're sticking to it. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. All right. Okay, so go visit KimJacobsConsulting.com if you want to learn how to operate StreamYard, or if you want to learn how to start your own show. You own the rights to your own content at the conclusion of our training. All right, Josh, you helped athletes. Talk to us about how you helped those athletes become financially aware.
Yeah, for in terms of the athletes, it really wasn't that I helped them, but they were part of what drove me into the business because of my experience.
Okay.
So growing up and training in baseball with the greatest, players from the Sacramento area at the time, that would come back in the off season, and they typically would train with some of the local players and the local venues that we trained at, and just talking and being around them and hearing the stories of how this person had, a rise to success. And then, a few years later, they were working a job, customer service job at Starbucks or something like that. Right. But just that contrast of roles, so to speak. And I thought about it and I said, man, how is that possible? How is it that they can sign these big contracts, which are even bigger today, and then be challenged financially a few years later after being done, after finishing playing, And we know that the tenure of an athlete of a professional athlete is on a general scale is very short.
Right.
And so you have this rise to fame and then it's over. And why is that? And if it happens to them, how many of these other families who didn't start with a lot of money are going through those same struggles? And if we can get out and we can get the proper education in place again, now they've got a shot. And now that athlete has a shot because they got the right education to say, this is what you've got to plan for the future, for generations, right? With those big, signing bonuses and salaries and such. And we can still take that same information to the blue collar, hardworking families in our country to say, you can start small and you can take time and consistency and end up having a successful financial future as well. That anybody can do it with the right information and then the right action behind it.
I love it. This is something that is in all of our DNA, according to Josh Payne. It's not like your DNA is better than my DNA or my DNA is better than your DNA. All of us have the potential to be financially free with our families and create that long lasting legacy. And so I thank you, Josh, for being here today. Is there any point that you didn't make, which I can't imagine anyway, in 1 hour, you can't make every point anyway, it's like thousands probably. But if there's one closing comment that you would like to say, please feel free to say it at this time.
You can do it. You can accomplish your dreams in life. Find the right mentorship. Make sure you're taking the right action. Identify what you want and know you can do it. And if you just do the right things long enough, as a mentor of mine says, success is inevitable. What are the right things? You got to figure that out based on whatever it is that we're talking about. How long's long enough, Kim? Until the job gets done.
That's good. Until the job gets done. So that's the point. Everybody don't give up. Everybody has the opportunity to make your life better. And I see visit Kim Jacobs Consulting. Thank you so much, Les Brown. Visit KimJacobsConsulting.com. Yes, definitely. Also, I do want to let you all know that you can take that comment down, Mackenzie. Coming up here in the Charlotte area, if you don't have your tickets to the Charlotte Vegan Experience, it's going to be at Johnson C. Smith University. It's going to be an incredible event. Go get your tickets today at eventbrite.com, and you're going to hear wonderful information about a vegan experience. Also, visit Power Up Summit, powerupsummit.com. This is going to be an incredible conference that's happening. And I see Dr. Cheryl Wood was on here today. I saw that you popped on the broadcast, and that's why I'm putting this up, because what an honor and a privilege to have Dr. Cheryl Wood, who is an international speaker. She will be a part of the Power Up Summit in Biloxi, Mississippi. You can also go to powerupsummit.com if you're only interested in going online. The visionary behind this project is Kern Cherry. She's known as the Butts in the Seats Queen. So every event that she has about 15,000 people or more.
Wow.
And I see Robbie Montgomery is going to be one of her speakers, the owner of Sweetie Pies. I see one of the housewives. I see the owner of Beep, 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 which is Believing Your Dreams Network, a whole bunch of different people. So y'all don't want to miss the opportunity to register for the powerupsummit.com. Tune in tomorrow, everyone, because we're going to be right here again on the Kim Jacobs Show with some of our Freestyle Friday experts. You're going to hear about some creative lending options. You don't want to miss that. You're also going to hear from our Reinvent Yourself expert, and you're going to hear about overcoming single parent obstacles. You name it, it happens right here on Freestyle Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Josh Payne, you are an amazing guest. And I've had an honor and a privilege to have you here today.
It has been my honor, Ms. Kim Jacobs. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Dr. Joe D. Bear, for advising us to have this financial fireman. Anyway, have him here on the Kim Jacobs Show. All right, everybody, make sure that you all stay connected with Josh Payne, joshpayne.com, or follow him on Instagram at Josh B. Payne as well. I know your children and your wife are quite proud of you. So keep up the great work, Josh.
Thank you so much, Kim.
And that's most important, more than anybody in the world, is to have your wife, Tracy, Kira, and Joshua salute you at the end of the day. So I'm sure that's what makes your life
Absolutely.
Meaningful. All right, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take it away, Mackenzie. Bye-bye, everybody. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.